Hello and welcome to Tech Neck Relief Yoga. My name is Adriana Lee with Solstice Yoga, and today's practice is made for you if you deal with neck pain, either from looking at your phone, your laptop, your computer. But tech neck is a thing that so many of us deal with, and it's usually because we're using technology and the front of the neck gets really tight. We lose some of that mobility. So today's practice, we don't need any props. However, you're more than welcome to grab a blanket if you'd like to pad your knees, especially if your knees are pretty sensitive. So whenever you're ready, put some music on to keep you motivated, and we'll get started right away. We'll begin today's practice in a comfortable seat, whatever that means for you. Allow your palms to rest down on your knees for grounding, and then close your eyes. Take a huge inhale. And as you breathe in, lift up through your rib cage. Lift up through your whole body. Get as tall as you possibly can. Exhale, stay as tall as you can, but relax your shoulders. Now take a breath into your chest, still staying really tall. And as you exhale, draw your chin back in space. It's going to feel weird, like you're trying to give yourself a double chin. But with tech neck, a lot of times we're like leaning forward, especially if you're like me and your vision's not so good. You're always looking a little closer to the laptop or computer. So draw the chin back and then pin your shoulder blades just a little bit together, like a soft squeeze. Inhale into your upper back. And exhale, lift up even taller from the crown of your head, but soften your shoulders. Our intent for today's practice is to let go of any strain or unnecessary tension in the neck. Blink open your eyes for neck release. Roll your right ear to your right shoulder. And then take a moment to roll your chin a little forward and a little back. Just moving a couple of inches or so at a time, feeling for all the different muscles along the side of your neck. And then on this last roll, find out the angle that feels best for you today and hold there. Deep breath into the left side of your chest. And exhale, relax your shoulders. And then use your hand to pick your head up and switch sides. Drop your left ear over to your left shoulder. And same thing, roll your chin towards your chest and then roll your chin back about 3 times. And by that third time, get an idea of what angle would feel best on this side of the neck. It might be different than the other side, and that's totally normal and okay. Once you find the spot that feels good, deep breath in. Exhale, relax your shoulders. And then use your left hand to help your head up. All right, going just a little bit deeper into that neck release. Extend your left leg out to the side. Set your left hand down wherever on the ground feels supportive. Then reach out through your right fingertips. Breathe in, lift up through your ribs. Then exhale, slide your shoulder blades down and drop left ear to left shoulder. And roll your chin forward and back just once or twice this time, feeling for the angle that needs it here. Now inhale, lift up through your sternum, sit tall. Exhale, relax your jaw. Take another huge breath in, breathe into your upper back and your chest. And exhale, slide your shoulder blades down, but stay tall through your spine. Good. Now one more change here. Internally rotate your right shoulder so the palm faces back behind you. Reach your right hand back and grab onto either a piece of your shirt, maybe the waistband of your pants, or possibly even your left inner thigh if your arm is really long and you have a lot of mobility. Wherever you're at, though, is perfect as long as you can grab something. Keep your left ear towards your left shoulder, but now we'll add on a scalene release. So drop your bottom jaw and slide the jaw up towards your right ear. It's like you're making a really funny face. And it should feel like the muscles along the side of your neck all the way down to underneath your collarbone. These are your scalenes and they're quite deep. So it won't feel like the muscle right underneath the skin is stretching. It should feel like a little bit deeper than that. So again, find that funny face if you let it go. And take a deep breath in and slow breath out. Now, if you want to add on just a little bit more here, your left hand can come up off the mat and you can press your left fingertips into the muscle just below the collarbone. So this is where you're finding the attachment of that scalene muscle. Take a deep breath. And exhale, give a little bit of a press. I like to press in towards the chest basically and slightly up, like I'm pushing the collarbone up. Not with a lot of force, but just gently. And then release that. Unbind your arm, use your hand to help your head up, and switch sides. Extend your right leg out, fold your left foot in, and set your right hand down wherever it feels pretty natural. Reach out through your left fingertips and ease your right ear towards your right shoulder. And once again, roll the chin a little forward and a little back, just a few times until you find that angle that feels really good on this side. Then hold there. Deep breath into your hips. Exhale, relax your hips into the mat, but keep lifting up through your sternum. Inhale into your chest. Exhale, soften your shoulder blades down away from your ears and relax your jaw. Now adding on here, internally rotate your left arm, reach your arm behind your back, grab onto something, anything you can reach is perfect. And find that scalene release now by dropping the bottom jaw and sliding it up towards your left ear. Again, it should feel like the side of the neck, kind of towards the front of the neck, and then all the way down underneath the collarbone. And again, if you want to add more, right hand comes to the left collarbone, right fingers press into the muscle just below the collarbone, and then slightly upwards. It might feel good to kind of like slide side to side to massage it out. You might even be able to find the actual like attachment or the insertion of the muscle rather. Deep breath in and slow breath out. And use your right hand to help your head back up. And we'll come into a twist. Right leg will cross over your left. If that's not happening today, no worries. You can also extend your left leg straight out or just sit however you'd like for this twist. Left elbow comes around the right knee. Sit up tall. Then exhale, begin to twist to the right. Your right hand can come down to the ground just below your spine or right behind your hips basically, so you can use it to sit up even taller. Take a deep breath in and then exhale, deepen your twist. Now, two options for your neck. If it feels good to look over the right shoulder, go ahead and look over the right shoulder. If it doesn't, then keep your chin right over your sternum, just staying parallel. Don't let your chin fall, again, because that's like kind of how we get tech neck in the first place, right? Is a lot of this compression in the front of the neck. So keep it over the sternum, but with space. One more breath here. And then unwind out of your twist. And from here, we'll come into cow face pose or Gomukhasana. So the knees will stack right on top of each other. If that's not happening today, once again, you can extend your bottom leg straight out, or you can even come into Janu Shirshasana or head to knee legs with the left leg extended and the right leg just open out to the side. Whatever is comfortable for you today. We're focusing on the neck, so don't worry about the lower body so much. Reach your right arm up, pat yourself on the back, and use your left hand to guide the elbow back. Now lift up through your ribs and draw your chin slightly back in space. Relax the sides of your neck so you're not pushing your head into your arm, but instead you're staying pretty neutral. Deep breath in. Exhale, press the elbow back. And release. And then from here, switch the crossing of your legs. So now right leg comes down, left foot crosses over for Ardha Matsyendrasana or half Lord of the Fishes, this twist. Again, right leg can always extend straight out. Find any leg variation that serves you today. Wrap your right elbow around your left knee. Use that to squeeze the knee in and to sit tall. Then set your left hand down behind you. Inhale, lift your ribs up. Exhale, draw your belly in to twist. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, twist. Again, find the position for your neck that feels right. Maybe you're looking over your left shoulder to stretch the right side of your neck, or maybe you're just staying chin right over the sternum. And release. Gomukhasana, or cow face pose. Slide your ankles just outside of your hips, stack your knees on top of each other, or find any leg variation that would be comfortable for you. Now reach your left arm up and pat yourself on the back. Then use your right hand to guide your elbow back, opening up your chest. Same thing here. We're not pressing the head into the arm or really doing anything. You're just keeping your neck pretty neutral with the chin parallel to the ground. You can draw your head slightly back in space if you need, but keep it quite relaxed. One more inhale. And one more exhale. And release your arms down, and we'll come into cat-cow. So onto hands and knees in a tabletop position, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. As you inhale, drop your belly towards the mat, reach your chest forward, and look up, lift your chin. Exhale, round out your spine, press the earth away. Inhale, drop your belly, chest forward, look up, lift your chin. Exhale, round your spine. And one last time, inhale, drop your belly, chest forward, look up. And exhale, round out your spine. On your inhale, find a neutral tabletop position. Slide your right leg straight back and lift your right leg just to the height of your hip. Then extend your left arm forward like you're going to shake someone's hand so your palm faces in. Lift your arm straight up to the height of your shoulder. Now, neck again is quite neutral, but instead of letting it drop down towards the ground, lift the back of your head up in line with your spine. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, press into your right palm and the top of your left foot to lift your whole body up a little higher away from the ground. Lift up out of the shoulder joint and out of the hip joint. One more breath here. And then release. Lower your right leg and your left hand. Slide your left leg back, lift it up to the height of your hip, then reach your right arm forward and lift your arm to the height of your shoulder. And once again, if you feel that your chest, or your chin rather, is dropping towards your chest, lift the back of your head up right in line with your spine. Inhale here. Exhale, press into your left palm and the top of your right foot, lift up out of your joints. Inhale into your belly. Exhale, get a little bit lighter, lift up even higher out of the joints. And release. Hand and knee come back down to the ground. From here, we'll come into puppy pose by walking your hands forward. Keep your hips right over your knees and let your chest drop down towards the ground. Now, don't worry about coming all the way to the ground, but continue reaching your chin forward as though eventually you could lower your chin to the ground. Don't worry about actually touching for today. We won't be here for too long. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Press into your hands and your feet to lift up out of it. Inhale at the top. We're going to come back into it. Exhale, lower your chest and chin down towards the ground. Inhale here. Then exhale, press into your palms to lift back up. We'll do that just one more time. Inhale at the top. And exhale, lower back down. Good. Stay here for one more inhale. And one more exhale. At the bottom of your exhale, press into your hands, lift your chest up, and walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Bound locust. Lower all the way down onto your belly. Lift up one leg at a time and internally rotate it. So your big toe is coming in towards the midline, and then lower your leg back down. Now, once that leg is lowered, it should feel like your big toe and pinky toe can both touch the ground. Lift up your left leg, do the same thing, internally rotate, and lower your leg back down. You can release your forehead to the mat here, then clasp your hands together behind your back. If that feels really far away, you can always grab onto a strap or whatever you can reach. And then keep the heels of your hands squeezed together. Start to straighten your arms, maybe only a little bit, maybe all the way. From there, lift the heads of your shoulders away from the ground and start to peel your chest up. Again, lift your head right in line with your spine. Inhale here. Exhale, push into the tops of your feet to lift your chest another centimeter. Inhale again. Exhale, squeeze your shoulder blades together to open up your heart. One more breath, breathe into your chest. Exhale, squeeze. You might even lift your chin a little bit so it's in line with your spine. And then release, lower all the way down. Hands under shoulders and press yourself up onto your knees for camel pose. Set up on your knees and then sit upright. Place your hands on either side of your sacrum as though you're going to put your hands into your back pockets. Lengthen your tailbone down, so you should feel your hip bones lift up, frontal hip bones lift up. Inhale, lift your ribs up. Then exhale, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Lift your chin up away from your chest. Don't drop your head back, but instead find length through the front of your neck. One more breath here. Exhale, squeeze the heads of the shoulders back, lift your chin high, and then at the bottom of your exhale, lower your hips down onto your heels. Take a breath, and then we'll go into camel round 2. Rise back up onto your knees. Hands come back into the back pockets, or if your wrists are sensitive, feel free to make fists instead. Then lengthen the tailbone down, lift your chest up, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and lift up your chin. Press your hips forward, maybe going a little bit deeper into this camel. Inhale, lift up one rib at a time, lifting away from the rib below it. Exhale, squeeze your shoulder blades together. One more breath. Breathe into your chest. Exhale, squeeze and open. And then rise back up out of the back bend and sit down onto your heels. All right, one more round of camel. You have the option to repeat either of the 2 rounds, either fingers facing down or fists on your sacrum, or if you'd like to go into brain cradling, this will take a little bit more strength, but you'll clasp the hands behind your neck and use your hands like a basket to allow your head to drop back. So rise back up onto knees, set up for camel. Find the tuck in your pelvis first, then lift your ribs up. Either keep your hands at fists or hands in like back pockets at the sacrum, or clasp your hands together behind your head. Lift your chest, lift your shoulders, and drop your head back into your hands. So it should feel like there's no compression in the neck, and the neck is not doing any work to stay here. Your hands are fully supporting the head. Inhale, lift your heart a little higher. Exhale, maybe press the hips forward 1 more centimeter. Relax your neck and your jaw. And then use your hands to help your head up. If you were in brain cradling, come out of the back bend and sit back down. Seated head pressure. Find a comfortable seat, cross-legged, kneeling, whatever would feel good for you. And we're gonna work on strengthening your neck muscles. So this sounds counterintuitive, but all we're doing is adding a tiny bit of resistance in all different angles to strengthen your neck in all different directions. So we'll start with the easiest, forehead to heel of hand. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, you'll push your hand and your head into each other to apply just a little bit of resistance. Now make sure that your neck is neutral, so you're not doing this from chin down towards chest or head really high, but chin parallel to the ground and find that pressure. Then we'll do the opposite, hand to the back of your head, inhale, and exhale, press your hand and your head into each other. And then we'll go side to side, right hand to your right temple or right side of your skull, breathe in. And as you exhale, press your hand and your head into each other. Feel little muscles activating. And then switch, left hand to the left side of the head, breathe in. Exhale, press your head and your hand into each other. And then we'll start changing the angles. So right hand towards like the top right corner of your skull, take a breath in and exhale, find that little bit of pressure. And then switch. Left hand to the top left corner of your head, sort of. Inhale and exhale, press into it. Then right hand towards the right side back of head, inhale and exhale, press your head and your hand into each other lightly. And one more time, left hand to the left back of your head, inhale, exhale, press your head and your hand into each other. This is kind of a good thing to do every day, especially if you feel like you're constantly pulling a muscle in your neck from laughing or sneezing or sleeping wrong or anything like that. That way you strengthen those muscles and they're less likely to pull all the time. All right, our last pose before we get into Shavasana is fish pose. So you'll lie down almost all the way. Extend your legs straight out in front of you, come onto your elbows, then tuck the pelvis under if needed, and squeeze in through your inner leg line so your big toes touch and point your toes. Hands are pretty much on either side of your hips. You can walk your elbows in a little bit closer for support. Then lift your chest up away from the ground as much as you can. Squeeze the shoulder blades together to make that lift happen. And now drop your head back. If this causes any discomfort, feel free to come right out of it. But allow the front of your throat to open. Last breath here. To come out, lift your chin first, then lay down on your back for Shavasana. You can either take a traditional Shavasana, extending your legs about mat width apart and arms a little bit wider than that. Or if your lower back is sensitive today, bend your knees instead and let your knees fall in against each other. And tuck one shoulder blade under, then the other, allowing for an open heart. Lift your skull slightly, as though you were trying to move it back in space to create more space between the neck and the skull. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, relax your shoulders. Relax your hips. Feel your muscles start to let go and your body soften into the mat below you. Inhale into your chest. Exhale, relax your jaw. Let go of any unnecessary tension. Let go of any need to be somewhere else. And allow yourself to just be. Even if it's only for 1 minute. If you're able to stay here for longer, pause the video now and rest in your Shavasana for longer. Otherwise, begin to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers and your toes and roll your head over to the right, stretching the left side of your neck. And roll your head over to the left, stretching the right side of your neck. Roll your chin back through center, reach your arms overhead, stretch your whole body long, point your toes, and exhale, roll over onto your side, then press yourself all the way back up to a comfortable seat. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through your practice today. My name again is Adriana Lee with Solstice Yoga. The light within me honors, respects, and loves the light within you. Namaste.